Hey everyone, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another video. And this one I thought I would do something a little bit different and take a look at some quote unquote premium music streaming services. Uh, because, well, what inspired this? Mr. Bezos decided to give me 3 months free of Amazon Music Unlimited. So I thought, hey, why not give it a try, see how I like it, etc., etc., etc. And I don't know, had it for maybe a month now. I'll tell you if I'm going to be keeping it or not. Um, After my 3 month trial is up, and I thought to myself, it would be a great idea to compare some of the market leaders along with Amazon Music Unlimited, just to see, kind of where we're at, what the current state of streaming is, yada yada yada. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and we're going to talk about Amazon first because it's quote, what I have access to as far as the premium stuff goes. So features. Are there any really unique features to Amazon Music compared to the others? Probably the only thing that's truly unique to it is it offers like Dolby Atmos music in their quote unquote base paid plan. So there's that. It also offers Ultra HD, and high def playback, so above 320. Um, being it between my own music collection, I can't tell the difference, but it's there if you care about that sort of thing. Most of their stuff is available in HD, but that is not remotely unique. Another service we're going to be looking at, which is actually my favorite service, spoiler, out of all these, has that feature as well. So, yes, that's not really unique. I guess the only really unique thing it has is the Atmos in the quote bass thing. And I did listen to a number of Atmos enabled tracks. And strangely enough, the Atmos does not work in the desktop app, which we are actually looking at right here. This is the not the Android app, but just the desktop Amazon Music app, and no Atmos, but Ultra HD. Whatever. But I don't really feel that's a very big loss because when I did listen to some of the Atmos tracks on my smartphone, really it's just a different mix. It, didn't sound significantly different than stereo. It was just literally a different mix. And sometimes it was better and sometimes it was worse. That's all I can say about it. So it exists, but it's not compelling. Now, let's talk about something that would be really important with one of these music streaming services, and that is, kind of the quality of recommendations, right? And here is the you might like stuff here at the top. And I would honestly say most of the stuff it recommends to me is okay, right? It's not terrible. It's getting better the more I listen to it, but it's still not the greatest thing I've ever experienced in my life, right? To put it mildly. So, it's decent, but it's really no better than any music recommendations I get anywhere else. I've yet to hear anything from the recommendations that's blown my mind and become one of my new favorite bands. That has yet to happen. So I would just rate it as average to slightly below average. Now, I will show you a bit of the interface here on desktop, and I feel that the desktop app is superior to the Android app in many ways, and I will be showing you the Android app as well. But you would think that they would try to make the what's where I'm looking for the experience as similar as possible between the two, but sadly they don't for some reason. And the mobile app truthfully feels like a second-class citizen compared to the desktop app, which is strange because with you being on the go, you would think they'd want to make the smartphone app as good as possible, but that's just me complaining. So basically, when you're, first open the app, you see, quote, your homepage here, which is just various stuff. And the part that I really care about is the library, right? Because if you're going to, quote, replace your music collection with something, you'd want to have a library, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And let's just go to music since I haven't done any podcasts in it yet. So we're going to click on artists here. And a lot of these artists are not ones that I would choose for myself, like Alicia Keys or Alan Jackson. The reason those folks are showing up in my list is because every CD I've ever bought from Amazon ends up in this, which will be more relevant once I show you the mobile app, because I bought CDs for my wife on my account, so she's a fan of some different types of music than I am for sure. But anyway, it is, I guess, good that at least some stuff show. It wasn't empty when I started, but it's relatively easy to add an artist on desktop. So we'll just do a search. We'll do a search for Paul Bearer. They're a good band to look for. And here we go. And let's go ahead and click the artist here. And all we got to do to add them to the library on desktop, it's not really very obvious. You click the follow button, right? You would think you'd click over here and click add to library or something, but no, you follow the artist. So we'll go back now and we'll click music, and we're going to look for Paul Bearer, make sure they're in here. Are they? I don't see them. Interesting. Okay, so let's just try this again here. Now you're seeing part of the reason why I don't like this app very much. Okay, let's try it again. Come on. Following. See what this does. No, we don't want to share the artist. Again, let's try this again. See if they show up. They should. Because I did successfully add some artists. So filter. We'll sort by. We'll sort by added, right? Okay. Maybe this isn't quite as easy as I thought. I'm going to actually pause real quick, guys, and come back once I figure out this methodology, because this did work in the past. So let me do that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I actually did manage how to figure out how to get someone added, and I will show you guys exactly what I did. So, because I just added Ozzy Osbourne to my library, so I'll show you the way to do this. It's not by following an artist. I was incorrect in my assumption there. So we're just gonna go to Black Sabbath. We're gonna scroll to any one of their albums, and I'm gonna hit add to library. And now this artist will show in the library. So Black Sabbath. Yep, see, there they are. So that is how you add artists to your library. But thankfully, when you add one album, basically you can very easily go to the artist and pretty much listen to any other albums that you want. You can add any, there's all kinds of stuff here, so it should have their whole discography, or more or less their whole discography. But as you can see, it's not necessarily arranged the way I would prefer, which is chronological. Because that's not great. I would very much want this to be in chronological order. Let's see if it'll let us do that. No, it won't. So yeah, the library interface of Amazon Music, even on desktop, leaves a lot to be desired. Honestly, the UI to me on this is rather poor. And sadly, on mobile, it's even worse, which I am about to show you guys. So let's go ahead and launch the Amazon Music here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here. See if I can get to my library here. Okay. So let's say I'm on the go here. And I want to click on my the emulator is no. Oh, that's just it doesn't quite show me in this emulator. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's make it vertical like a phone, I guess, right? Or try to. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll click on library here. And what's kind of sad about this is not everything that's in your, that's been. So let's say you add something to your library, right? So let's find Black Sabbath, which we do. See, Black Sabbath doesn't exist in my uh, library on mobile because apparently I've never bought a Black Sabbath album from Amazon. And I can only stream what I've actually bought from Amazon, which is pathetic, right? Like, you should be able to add anything that you've bought or that you want to this, since this is a streaming thing, and you would think you'd be able to listen no matter what. So you're getting an insight into some of my purchase history here, but whatever. Let's see. Well, mine and my wife's, to be specific, because obviously I'm not a big fan of Lady Gaga. Yeah, so whatever. We're not finding it. And again, this is the issue with this app. It's just not very good at all. And on mobile, there's no way to add somebody to your library. So we'll look up Paul Bearer, for example. All right, let's look them up. And let's say I want to add one of their albums to my library. Let's see if it'll let me do it. No, it doesn't even need the option to add anything to your library. So the UI is even worse in the Android app than it is on mobile, and it's bad on mobile. I'm sorry, on desktop. So definitely not a fan of this, really, generally at all. That's basically it. I have to say Amazon Music is nowhere near ready to quote unquote replace a music collection. The other thing I wanted to show you was a little bit of the peculiarity of it. So we're going to go ahead and search for Dark Angel. And if you're a metalhead, you'll know that band anyway. So let's take a look at that. The first album it shows is Me Block, which is definitely not the same artist that recorded Darkness Descends. And look at all these albums that fall under Dark Angel. Not quite there. Okay, well, you think, okay, they're a rather obscure band. Let's look at a bigger metal band that kind of has the same problem, right? So let's find the artist here. So there's the metal band Nevermore, right? Okay, so, and first album that you see, definitely not Nevermore like you think of. So it's definitely an issue with this Amazon Music, and like I said, in fact, out of all the apps we're looking at today, I think it's the worst. So there's that. I'm going to pause for a moment, and then we're going to take a look at the market leader Spotify and see how it compares to Amazon Music. Back in a moment. Okay, folks, now we're going to take a look at the market leader by far, Spotify. And, they're currently embroiled in a pretty big controversy that, truthfully, I could not care less about. But that's just me. I know some folks are pretty sensitive about the whole Joe Rogan thing and COVID and all that. Yeah. I don't care in the least, but they sure do put Joe Rogan front and center when I open the app, even though I've never shown any interest in him because, well, they spent a bunch of money on him, I guess. So whatever, I guess they're trying to get a little bit of return on that. So when you open it up, this is, of course, the desktop app. It's okay. And its music discovery, truthfully, is a lot better than oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Way, way better than Amazon. I will say that. Like the mixes it recommends to me are pretty decent. And I enjoy it. I think it's pretty good. Um, you know, but yeah, there's that. So this is the home. When you open it up, the library functionality in this is much better than in Amazon Music. And yes, you're going to see ads on this because I'm not going to pay for Spotify just to show it off, right? And yeah, I couldn't listen to Spotify too much because on the free version there are a lot of ads in there, incredibly obnoxious. So there's that. But we're going to go ahead and take a look here and see if at least the artist's identification is a little better than it was on Amazon. So we're going to click into Dark Angel here and we'll see. Let's see. And they only show actual Dark Angel. Pretty cool, right? You don't see stuff that is not this artist. So you can see I added a bunch of artists. It's a lot easier in Spotify than it is in, other, at least in Amazon. It's much, much easier. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to add somebody to your library. So we'll go ahead and do a search for pallbearer here. All right, so we'll click on them. And all you got to do is this. Oh, maybe. How do we add them to our, unless they're already in my library. Let's see here. Let me add somebody who, okay, let's see. Okay, I haven't added Ozzy yet, or pallbearer, so maybe this will take me a little more work than I thought. So I'll click there. Oh, you just have to follow them, I think. So let's see if it's that easy. So let's go to artists. All right. Yeah, there you go, pallbearer. All right. And I'll just do the same thing. I don't think Ozzy's in here, so no. Let's do a search for him. There it is. And all right. Hit follow, and he should appear instantaneously in my library. And where is he? Yep, there he is. So much better. And let's see. Let's look at the artist and see how we can, kind of take a look at his discography. Right, albums. See discography. Let's sort. All right. Let's go to the beginning here. I'll see Blizzard of Oz at the bottom. Should be. I did see it on here. Unless I'm nuts. There it is. Again, it's because they have things like these 40th anniversary. It's not going to be necessarily in chronological order, which is still a limitation and an annoyance. But this is significantly better than Amazon's functionality. So let's close out of that, and we're going to take a look at their Android app, which is very similar UI to desktop, a lot closer than Amazon, and I'm pretty sure it's just as easy to add somebody to your library on mobile as it is with desktop. So let's just look up an artist here. Hit follow, and they should now show up. Okay, my recently played. Let's go to the grid. Yeah, whatever. It does add them, does show them. Not quite as nice as desktop, but it's close. I think this is a very decent mobile app, much, much better than Amazon. And I can see why Spotify is a relatively popular option for people. I can see why they're the market leader, but as decent as this app is and yada, 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 they're still not my favorite. No, I am now going to reveal which streaming service I would pay for if I were to pay for one, which I still probably won't. It's the only one I might actually keep around just to listen to sometimes, even for free, because their free tier's not nearly as annoying as Spotify's free tier, and I'm going to show that one off next. See you guys in a second. Okay, folks, this is the third and final streaming service that I'm going to look at, and of the three, I think has the best interface, yada, yada, yada. Now, the recommendations aren't quite as good as Spotify, I'll grant you that, but I think the better UI more than makes up for it. And yeah, I just like it the best. Now, one thing I wanted to note is Spotify with their premium, they play back at 320 kilobits. Not lossless or anything, but I really don't think that matters because I've said in many, many videos that 320 kilobit music is perfectly adequate for everyone, and you really can't hear the difference between 320K versus lossless. The differences are not audible. Let's not even worry about high res audio. So audio quality on all three of these, it's going to be fine. No better, no worse. Yada yada yada. So anyway, but obviously Tidal made a big deal out of being hi-fi. So obviously they have lossless and ultra HD where available with Tidal. In case you care about that kind of stuff, I personally don't. Just thought it was worth bringing up. So we're gonna take a quick look at the the desktop and Android app, just like we've been doing. So again, recommendations are decent, and I'm gonna go ahead and show. And what's really cool is right here, you don't have to go into any sub menu or anything to kind of get to you see my collection here. You can just click right on artists. Boom, right? This is very close to having a local music collection, right? And you just scroll through one, and let's take a look and see how they do with the identification. Again, much better than Amazon because you can only see actual Dark Angel in this. So let's go ahead and add an artist to our library here. We'll look up good old Paul Bearer. And all you gotta do is click add. And now they should be right in our library here. So go ahead and click artists. Scroll down to Paul. Yep, alpha order. There he is. Or there they are, rather. And there you go. Pretty simple. And like I said, I really like the UI on this. Let's take a look at let's see how chronologically they do with looking at discographies here. So let's look up Black Sabbath because they got all those remasters and stuff. Now they are in my library, but I can just go ahead and do this. And let's go to albums here. Okay. Go to view all. And let's take a scroll down. It looks like they're missing a few albums for sure. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't have their... Yeah. Well, they definitely have all the quote-unquote important ones, right? Now they're not really missing anything. Maybe they don't have a few live albums, but yeah, they basically seem to have it all. And it's actually in chronological order, which is pretty cool, which is what we would hope for, right? So yeah, this is why I like Tidal so much. It's the closest thing, in my opinion, to having a local music collection. So if I were to pay for something, I'd pay for this. So we'll take a quick look at the the mobile app. Not quite as nice as desktop, but it's still pretty good. So let's see what we got to do to bring up your library here. So obviously start at your home and oh no, let's not do that. Sorry. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. I'm gonna fiddle about with this so I can kind of guide you through the Android app. I haven't used it too much. Definitely not compared to the desktop app. Be back in a sec. Oh, folks, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. To get to your collection, for example, it's not quite the same as desktop, but it's still pretty easy. You go over to where your hearts are, click artists, and does not go. Let's see if we can sort by alphabetical. There we go. That's better. And there you go. So yeah, not bad. All right. Okay. So pretty easy. And you can add artists the same way on mobile with Tidal that you can on desktop. So let's look up a rather obscure band that I know. So let's go to the search here. Come on. Oh, yes. All right. Let's go for search. This button search. Here we go. So let's see if it finds it. It did find it. All right. So let's click on her. And we'll go ahead and add them. And it's just that easy. Boom. Now Pound Hound is added to to my collection here. So not bad. Like I said, if I had to choose one, I would choose Tidal. That is a bit, this is the one I would go with if I were to go with a music subscription service. That's just me, though. So anyway, I hope this in-depth comparison helped you guys out in case you're remotely interested in checking any of these out. The reason I skipped Apple Music is because there's, no way to basically get it without an Apple ID, and I don't have an Apple ID. Plus, they don't have any sort of a desktop app, so that, at least for Windows, so that kind of, disqualifies them a bit for me. So if you're interested in Apple Music, check it out on your own. There's plenty of videos out there. This is just kind of me comparing these three, from a music collector's type of point of view. I hope you guys like this. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys real soon.